Hey, it's Blake here with Trade Tracer. As always, none of this is financial advice. Always trade and invest at your own risk. Hit that like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So I have the weekly time frame pulled up here on the SPY, the S&P 500, and this is some very bullish price action. I am long the index and I am long some leveraged funds in my investment portfolio. And the reason being is that we're making new all-time closing highs on the weekly time frame, which is what I utilize to assess the market from an investment perspective. Also the Qs, the Nasdaq is breaking out and closing at all-time weekly closing highs above this 303.50 level with a fresh MACD bullish crossover. Now, last week I spoke about this bearish divergence with the MACD with respect to price, and I said this doesn't concern me until we break trend, till we close below the 10 MA on the weekly time frame, and then close below that candle's weekly close. And so, trading price was telling you to be bullish, even though we had some conflicting indicators. We had, the Dow's down, the Nasdaq's up one day, and they were trying to confuse us. But price tells you all you need to know. Trade price, and when you have momentum on your side, odds begin to be very heavily favored in your corner. And right now, this MACD is just now crossing higher. So I do think, even though we're at all-time closing highs and people don't like to buy up here, I think this definitely still has some legs beneath it, especially if we can get some momentum. And that's what it's looking like is going on the weekly time frame. Now, if we look at some of the closer time frames like the daily, we can really get a better picture of what's going on here. And let's go ahead and start with the S&P once again. So this candle was the vaccination news. So we gapped up really high and kind of sold off all day. And I remained, bullish in this uptrend because we were still holding the 10 MA, but cautious until we got back above this high, because above here is what I consider price strength confirmation. And if we can start to close above these all-time highs, it's telling me that there's demand up here and there's demand for higher prices. So once again, trading price puts the odds in your favor. Once we broke out here, I became extra bullish, and those of you that follow know we had some fantastic plays. AMD, Snow, Tesla, Boeing, many others that at least doubled your money just on this quick little uptrend right here. So from an investment perspective, I'm extremely bullish. Are we extended? Yes, absolutely. Can we go higher? Absolutely. Now, next week is the infamous week before OPEX, where oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes we see some sort of a pivotal low or a tradable low put in the week before OPEX. Now, these lows can come from higher prices than we are right here. We could, rip a little higher and then come back and put in a pivotal low and rip higher again. I am not predicting that, but I am prepared for it because it seems to be a trend, and we've high stacked on the year. I'm not overly long. I'm not overly aggressive. I am deep in the money with my options and scaled profits and holding on to runners only. So I'm in a good position to take advantage of the market continuing to run higher. And I also have cash on the side for if we get some volatility this next week to go ahead and get back long again, because based on this price action, this is very bullish. And I think if we do break trend, it will be a very short-lived no trend or a very short-lived downtrend, and we'll come right back and capture the 10 MA and rip higher once again. Now, I know you think maybe I'm a perma bull, but I'm just reading the price action. I'm reading what price is telling me, and that's what the charts are suggesting. On the monthly time frame, we're ripping higher. The weekly is aligned, and now the daily as well is bull flagging above a previous all-time high. So that price action is absolutely bullish, which is why I am leveraged long. Now, some of the ETFs that I'm keeping a close eye on, Sky. This is a cloud computing ETF. We're actually holding this in our investment portfolio. Continues to put in work for us. If you want to put a little bit of extra juice on your portfolio, the TQQQ, that definitely has performed well for us this year. Bonds, you guys know that I've been pretty much bearish bonds for quite some time now, and now we're rolling back over on the daily time frame, and on the weekly, we're breaking below the cloud. with MACD confirming lower price. So if you're in bonds, now might be the time to take a look at your portfolio and think maybe you should get into some equities or something that is moving in the right direction. Now, I told you last week that bios have my attention. So the biotech sector looks phenomenal. It looks ready to break out. And this is why. So we have breaking out of an all-time high back when we put in these highs back in 2015. So we broke out, came back, retested this level, double bottomed off of it, and now we're ripping higher with MACD currently. Now this is on the weekly time frame. So an investment perspective as an investor, I like buying here even on the weekly time frame. On the daily as well, we're bull flagging above previous all-time highs and making new highs with MACD. So on the IBB, if we can get above Friday's high, you got the green light to go ahead and take this for a swing long, in my personal opinion. So IBB is starting to look good. And just to wrap up here, once again, I remain bullish until price tells me that I need to be less aggressive. Right now, we're deviated from the 10 MA. We could come back and test that 10 MA. We could consolidate for a few days. I'm expecting some sort of volatility. If we don't get that, that's completely fine because I am staying long versus my stops. Hope this video was valuable for you and helps you make some trades. Talk to you guys soon.